Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo we love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is the hilarious and glorious Mr. Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Hello, Ben. How are you?
I am great. We're talking Real Housewives of Salt Lake City today. Another bonkers off the rails episode. So deeply funny. Maybe this will be the episode that brings in some Drag Race viewers because I'm always surprised by how many times I talk to people who are really into RuPaul's Drag Race and I say, oh, I watched like the Real Housewives. Do you watch them? I often make a joke saying, I watch the original drag queens, the Real Housewives. And they go, oh, yeah, no, I don't watch that. So I've noticed a lot of people say that there's not actually as much crossover between the shows as I would have thought, at least in my own empirical evidence. And so I'm hoping, I should say anecdotal evidence, I'm hoping that this episode of Salt Lake City brings the RuPaul viewers in because, gosh, this was a funny episode. And it's been such a funny season. Wow. Wow.
Wow, Ben. Well, we are on video today. Okay, so you can join us on Crappens On Demand on our Patreon. That's also where you get our bonus episodes. And this week is Dwell Hello on Wondery Plus. That's our House Hunters and House Hunters International recap show. That's every other week without ads on Wondery Plus, of course. And then when we're not doing that, the alternate weeks, the first and third Monday of every week, we do Crappy Hour, which is our live show on Instagram Live, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time and 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, join us for that. So here we are, still in Palm Springs for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We get another shot of Heather barfing in that van, which is just
what you loved. I personally enjoyed its visceral nature. It felt very John Waters to me. Also, by the way,
hated that too. I love John Waters. Did not need. I love John Waters without. I didn't need all the poop, John Waters. Okay, there's a really late note for John Waters. I hope somebody knows.
I never saw Pink Flamingos. I've heard about the poop scene, and I just have decided I don't need to go down that path.
Yeah. Okay, I won't take you down it.
No, you can take me back. I'm just saying I don't need to watch it.
No, I don't need to relive it. So go ahead. What were you going to say before I interrupted with poop talk?
No, I actually interrupted with my commentary. But,
no, I interrupted.
No, I interrupted.
No, I did.
I did. No, you both did not respect that there's a child somewhere who has a cold, okay?
How dare you? By the end, Meredith was just channeling some Star Wars villain about, like, finally met his match at the very end.
Yeah.
You know? This is like Palpatine levels of like,
there is a child who lost his parents and understands the Force and is friends with a small green character, and you have to respect that. So what I was going to say, though, is one thing about this season that's just getting sweeter and sweeter for me is every time they show on the previous leads, Monica saying, oh, and I bought a bag because I just wanted something nice in front of them. That is like really just one of the funniest scenes ever. Like that little monologue and her crying and doing the voice, like the little Mr. voice. I mean, that is just, I crack up. I want them to include that every single week on the previouslys.
They have so far, and they probably will continue to.
They'll play that for a long time.
All right, so let's go to morning of day 2 in Palm Springs at the Trixie Motel. So Meredith sends everyone a text and is like, meet at the pool, and don't forget to wear your T-shirt, and don't forget to support toddlers going through life-threatening illnesses.
And then there's some of them are just like FaceTiming home. Monica's FaceTiming her daughter. Monica's like she has like, face stuff on, but her face is basically blue. She's like a little Smurf right now. And she's like, oh, and Kendall, Kendall is celebrating a birthday and her class. So she has to like dress up in like a costume, like her Snow White costume is hanging in the closet next to the bag that I bought just so I could fit in.
I think this is so unfair of teachers to do. They're like, oh, guess what? Guys, we're having brownies Friday. Guess what? That kid's not going to make fucking brownies. Do you know who you're asking to make brownies? The legal guardian of that child. Okay, that is not fair. And you know who you're making wear a Snow White costume for her birthday? You're making the mom go to fucking Target and find a costume off season to make this brat wear to school. How about you make the kid do something for themselves? Okay, how about kid dress yourself for fucking school for once? Leave your mother alone. How about where's that day?
Yeah, good. That's yeah. Or just
I
don't
don't
have
like
kids.
passing the buck like that.
Just
Okay,
don't
I'm
have
not even a
kids.
parent.
Just don't have kids.
So then Seth and Meredith are FaceTiming, and she's, in pink and pink and pink and pink and pink and pink. And Seth is like, "What are you putting in your mouth, honey?" She's like, "Oh, caviar for breakfast, Seth. Isn't that fancy?"
Why not, honey? So then Whitney's texting Heather, "Are you alive?" And Heather's like, "Puke and rally." And but meanwhile, it's starting to thunder outside.
She literally does puke, by the way. We get to hear Heather puking and flushing the toilet. So thanks, Sal. Thanks for that. I'm sure Heather's loving all of this.
Ronnie really does not like visceral liquid, bodily liquid
It's
moments.
gross. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah, I'm oddly enough okay with it. It is gross, but I'm okay with it. So now Angie is at the front desk and she's like, "Excuse me, gay person, may I borrow a Sharpie? I have a T-shirt here and I would love to draw something on it. I'm starting my own club. Opa, opa."
And then we see that the clip of Meredith giving them all T-shirts that says "No tracks, all trust," and so she is making her own shirt that's going to have something snotty on it. And then the guy who's working the counter, David, the hotel manager, is like, "Oh my God, that's so sad. You're making your own shirt? Wow."
So then Whitney texts Trixie Mattel. I keep on saying Trixie Monocle. Trixie Monocle was invented independently of Trixie Mattel. And she's like, "Hey, Trixie, I want to get the girls in drag tonight. You up? I mean, you down? Okay, starting over. Hey, Trixie. Oh, wait, I typed that part too. Oh, no, I typed the part about typing that part too. Texting."
So Meredith and Lisa are talking, I guess. Whitney and Lisa are talking, sorry. And Lisa's like, "Oh my God, you have to do your hair. I have to do my hair towel. So how do you feel about last night? Listen, I know that I think like I'm when it's super hot, but I'm like, okay, is this crazy? Is Meredith acting crazy?" And Whitney's like, "The thing that is irritating me is that Meredith does her thing that she does where she's like manipulating the situation and is like, wait, no, if you confront me, something bad is happening to me. Hey." And then we see a clip of Meredith being like, "You are an ugly human being. Ew." And Angie's saying, You should look yourself in the mirror dictionary. If you look up in the mirror what ugly means, you'll see a picture of you in the dictionary mirror."
It's like you can say whatever you want to someone, but the minute they try to defend themselves or respond, you're going to bring in or reach for anything. And her friend's grandson or something, she brought up some 3-year-old. I was like, well,
Yeah, she'll reach for anything.
I mean, listen, this is also coming from someone who spent all of last season where anytime something happens, she goes, "Wait, this reminds me of something I think I forgot about. You can't do that to me."
Well, yeah, Meredith really does do that, though. Oh my gosh, she is. My mom's similar, where you're like, "Hey, mom, that really hurt my feelings what you just said." She'll be like, "Oh, really? Well, get in line. Guess what I went through? Do you know what my mother did to me when I was?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, okay, I'll never complain again. Sorry."
That's true. Meredith has been doing that for a while. Like I think every season she's done that. So Lisa's like, "Well, I'm working towards like moving forward with Meredith, but like it doesn't mean I'm oblivious to the fact that everything she gets weaponized, which will be the first of 2 times that weaponized gets used this episode. And I like also don't want to be in the middle, so I'm just gonna like go find my glam. Morgan, get me out of here. Thank you."
And Whitney's like, "Well, I saw you go off with her last night when she got upset. that's a really big doll. And Lisa's like, yeah, because, she was like, I know something about their family. And I was like, oh my God, not this again. Because like after last year and how yucky that felt, it was like a Coke Zero, I mean, I've never felt so out of place. And Whitney's like, listen, if today isn't fun, I'm going to fully take over. Just kidding, I've already taken over by texting Trixie behind everybody's back.
What does that mean? You're going to Philly take over? You're going to Philadelphia? No, I'm going to Philly take over today. A cream cheese. Philly.
So Monica's in Meredith's room, and she's like, how are you feeling today? Well, yesterday was intense, but I did want to thank you. You were very kind to me, and not everyone was doing a little girl voice now and talking to a new person.
By the way, my name is Meredith Mars. Nice to meet you. Yeah, we've met like 5 times already. Oh, okay. So Monica's like, well, you were like bombarded. And like, even though like Angie's like my friend and like that was completely uncalled for and like really tacky, honestly. And like, it was like embarrassing.
And then we see Angie talking to Monica last night. And Angie's like, I know I came in hot, but you know me. I was introduced you to these ladies, and when you didn't stand up for me, I was like, okay, Monica, I was hurt, Monica. I am Greek. Whose side are you on? Greek or Opa? And Monica's like, yeah, but like, I mean, I was shocked that you would even go there. It's like, there's been so much unexplainable behavior from her. Like, I don't even get it.
Yeah. And she goes, it's hard to find myself in this position because, like, Angie is, like, my friend. But, like, I'm seeing so much weird, unexplainable behavior, girl, from this trip that, like, I haven't even seen before.
So Heather's barfing still. Get some more barfing sounds for anybody who needs that in their life. And then people start gathering outside by the pool, and Heather comes out twirling. I need you to come out with some orbits. That's what I need you to come out with. Mm-hmm. I need you to come out holding orbits very high, showing everybody, look, I'm chewing orbits. Yeah. If I've been listening to you barf for an entire night, that's all I need. I need reassurance, okay? Get your little orbits crushed out, or you're not getting on the bus with me.
Yeah. So Lisa's like, hey, Mary, you ready to be athletic? And Mary's like, it's raining. So Meredith's like, hi, everyone here. What's going on? And basically, Heather's like, I would like to apologize for vomiting on your leg. And he's like, it was a sea to sight. I mean, it was a sight to sight. I mean, it was a sight to line.
That was one of the gross moments of my life, and I lived through the chocolate sex scene that got Justin fired.
Well, all right, we're going to follow a man, Cliff, who's going to lead us through trust exercises. What does everybody think about that?
And I can already tell this is not going to go well. And I can also already tell that Mary will not participate in this. So then Angie shows up. Speaking of trust exercises, Angie shows up with her homemade T-shirt. And because everyone else's shirts say no tricks, all trust, hers says all tricks, no trust, and a little bit of yaourt word of the day.
And I love that she puts no in humongous caps. Like, we get it, Angie. Okay.
She actually her no is so big that like the trust actually kind of trails off to the side. And so you're like, what? No truth? No what?
And then it says, by Angie K. It's on the back of my shirt, everybody. Look, it says by Angie K. And
limited edition.
She tries another line reading. I just love that the producers on this show won't give her another shot. It's so fun. They're like, nope, we're doing it all in one take. It's a reality show. She's like, but wait a minute. You didn't hold the cue card correctly. So she tells us, she's like, look, Meredith wants to be petty. I can be petty too. It was either this or call a hit on her fat family. I decided to go with the shirt.
By the way, I know she's not sincerely suggesting that she's going to call out a hit on Meredith's family, but when you're saying I can be petty too, it's either make a T-shirt or call out a hit on a family. I don't think that calling out a hit on someone's family is petty. I think that's actually you've graduated. to criminal. That's like, I'm like, okay, make a T-shirt or like I don't know, like take her water bottle. That feels more in the petty range there. I don't know.
Take her phone. Take her phone to bed.
Take her phone. See how it goes.
So that sounds like another fun conversation. So they all load up into the van to go, and just this poor bus driver, Colleen. Is there no one else in Palm Springs you guys can call? Can we give Colleen a break? Colleen just had to deal with the van marinated in heather barf. Okay, give Colleen a break.
Yeah,
Guys.
please.
Also, Colleen is an actor. She's probably very upset in taking this job because the Plaza Theater in Palm Springs closed down, which we all know about because I've talked about it and I want it. I want to buy it. But we can also tell she's an actor because she's wearing character shoes, like actor character shoes. And I died. I was like,
Wait,
what are you going to rehearsal for tintypes after this? Like, what's happening?
Wait, what are actor character shoes?
So when you do musicals, you buy character shoes, and women they're basically really thick heeled black shoes that you can wear in any scene. It's like you can wear them as a poor lady. They work for like being a poor lady downtown, or they work for a ball scene, you know?
I feel like we'll be talking about these shoes when we do our Dwell Hello episode later today.
That lady?
Sneak preview for everyone.
That lady from House Hunters is an act. She's like, oh, I'm in the theater community. And she is an owner of character heels. I can guarantee it.
Definitely is. Okay, so they get into the van with the character heels, and they are going to be going to an obstacle course. And Mary's like, she's like, no, I'm not going to do this. She's like, I can't be standing in the park in the rain. I'm not a soccer mom anymore. Okay, I'm a hard no. Okay, I know exactly who to trust. I know exactly who not to trust. I don't need a game to tell me any of that.
Mary is so like this generation of employee. I feel like to just show up. It's like, okay, here's what you're supposed to do. And she's like, no.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is what the job is. No.
I am really enjoying Mary's cranky nature. I enjoy that she does not participate in anything. Like, that's the sort of thing people are dying to be like at the trust exercises. I mean, Angie Harrington's waiting by the phone, hoping that she gets the call up for a third season. And like, she's just there. She's like, I don't want to do this. And I think they've just given up on even trying to convince her. I think they've realized the appeal is watching Mary reject every activity that comes her way.
It's so funny. And I think that she has silent quit. You know what that is? Where you quit your job, but you don't tell anybody. Mary came back only to silent quit. And I think it's great. She came back for the free McDonald's. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's really all it is. But like, okay, I know she's got checkered past, blah, 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 blah. But I just love the idea of a cranky cast member. I like that she's in this really specific niche that we're not seeing on any other show, that she just doesn't like anyone around her, doesn't like anything that she's doing, doesn't like really anything that she's part of. And yet she came back. She actually came back to be unhappy. It's great.
Yeah. So she's like, I don't need someone to tell me how to build a stronger bond. But I mean, I already have a relationship with the one, the higher help. That one, not these women. Nope.
So they arrive at Empowering Adventures Incorporated, where Cliff. Yes, Ronnie.
I mean,
your sigh feels like it has more to say.
No, that was it. My eyes, I just saw like the back of my brain. I guess it would be the front of my brain. My eyes rolled back so far. I can't. Empowering. Come on, Cliff. Give me a fucking break. And how many people in Palm Springs are like, you know what we need to feel empowering and uplifted? Let's go outside in 120-degree sun on a golf course to do exercises together while some queen barks at us. No.
Well, first of all, it was rainy. So that I think made it easier. But he was there. He's like, okay, we're gonna do some foundational trust activities. I was sort of intrigued to see what he was going to offer. So first he pulls out this, like, it's a red and a yellow and a green ball that are all attached together. And what I thought was going to be some sort of like interesting Iyanla Van Zant, very literal group therapy thing, you know, because Iyanla Van Zant, I will always remember the time where she was like, you have a lot of baggage. So today we're going to unload your baggage. And like the lady that she was helping had to like stand with like piles of baggage and carry them across the driveway and unload them on the other side of the driveway. It's like, you have now released your baggage. I was like, that is literally not addressing anything. You just made someone carry some Tumi across this asphalt. But I was kind of hoping to see what he was going to do with this thing, but it was literally just a red, yellow, and green ball that looked like vaguely like a traffic light. I mean, at that point, just get a toy traffic light, and it's like, what's one thing you want to stop, one thing you want to have caution with, and one thing you want to go forward with.
Right. I think it's a baby toy, right? I'm not really sure. I think
Palm
I've
Springs,
seen
it could have been all sorts. It could have been really anything, and you know.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
I want you to picture Steve Jobs tinkering with a computer in his garage, Walt Disney drawing cartoons for his high school newspaper. Every big moment starts with a big dream, but what happens when that dream turns out to be an even bigger failure? Each week on Wondery's new podcast, The Big Flop, host Misha Brown is joined by different comedians to chronicle some of the biggest failures and blunders in pop culture history. Each episode will have you thinking, why in the world did this get made? From box office flops like Cats the movie, to Action Park, New Jersey's infamous theme park that had countless injuries, many lawsuits, and rides so wild it became known as Class Action Park. Or Quibi, that short-form video platform with an even shorter lifespan. It's a story of a spectacular failure with lots of surprises along the way. Enjoy The Big Flop on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to The Big Flop early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus. Hey listeners, you need to know that Wondery's shocking true crime podcast Over My Dead Body is back for a 4th season, Gone Hunting. This newest season covers the story of Mike Williams. It was Mike's 6th wedding anniversary when he set off on a hunting trip into the gator-infested swamps of North Florida. He figured he'd be back in time to take his wife Denise out to celebrate, but he never came back. Friends and loved ones feared he met his fate through bad luck and a group of hungry alligators, leaving his young family behind. Except that's not what happened at all. And after 17 years, a kidnapping, and the uncovering of a secret love triangle, the truth would finally be revealed. Enjoy Over My Dead Body, Gone Hunting on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Over My Dead Body early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus.
So, he's like, okay, so let's all say one thing we'd stop, one thing we'd go, one thing we'd slow, or whatever. So Lisa's like, okay, red ball, red ball. Okay, here's what I think we need to stop in this group. And that is talking about people's personal business. Can I stop another thing, which is making me ever dress in costume again? Okay, maybe I should have said that today. That's future me coming back to tell present me. That's what I should have picked. But you know what? That's what I picked for right now. We shouldn't talk about other people's business.
Also, another thing we should stop doing is forgetting that I lost my $60,000 ring in the bathroom. I just don't want anyone to ever stop thinking about that. Okay, yeah, retroactive stop on that one too.
So then Heather's thing is slowing down, I guess. She's like, you know what I think we should slow down on is I think that we should slow down on being receptive and being less competitive in a conversation. How about that for yellow light?
Yeah, which was basically her way of addressing the fact that last night when she was expressing dissatisfaction with Angie, Angie was like, well, how about me? What about me? Why don't you think about how I am feeling right now? So she's basically like, no, I'm allowed to complain, but you're not allowed to complain when I complain.
So the coach is like, Meredith, what's a green? And she goes,
I think I would give a green light to treating each other with kindness and respect. Especially if you see a toddler who's in pain, treat it with kindness and respect. Don't start fighting with some lady about other things when there's a toddler in the road. That's very important.
We need to be giving more binkies to more toddlers and focus on what's most important in this world.
I mean, it's so funny because it's not only that Meredith does the thing of bringing up her own problems whenever she's confronted by something, but it's literally repeating the toddler storyline that gets me. It's like, okay, well, I've gone from you abusing Brooksy, my little baby toddler, to some random toddler that nobody even knows yet. So you can't argue that it's not really a toddler.
There's something going on with a child in her life, which is admittedly, that is serious and it is sad, but there is some murky backstory about a child, and I'm looking forward to clarification on that. So then Cliff is like, okay, well, guess what? I put a bunch of junk in the park, and one of you is going to be blindfolded, and the other has to lead the other through the junk, and you have to like not touch the junk because I'm going to call it a minefield. So don't walk through the minefield. If you get to the other side, if you can avoid some pieces of plastic in the grass, then you've bonded and your problems are solved.
Yeah. So then we see Meredith saying, okay,
Well, I will write you a check for your hour if you think it was so important, Angie.
and Angie going, what are you going to write me a check for? Your jewelry that has cobwebs and dust all over it? It's like, yes, she's going to write you a check for her own jewelry, Angie.
Yeah.
Fucking nitwit. Okay. So then the coach is like, okay, this was the minefield. Okay. Think of mines. There are things we don't want to step on, guys. Okay. Let's play the minefield game. Can we not? Can we not play the minefield? War is raging all over the world, sir. Can we not
Angola
play the
is covered in
minefield game?
mines. I just know this because I randomly did like a deep dive last night. I'm like, I should be going to sleep, and instead I'm reading about Angola on Wikipedia, and I was reading travel advisories to Angola, and it is covered in mines. There's mines all over that country, which is terrible. But this is my life. So basically they have to go through this minefield, which I'm surprised. Like, by the way, if you want people to work together, don't force them through a situation that involves the word mine. Like, I feel like that is just everyone wanting to grab the pieces of plastic and claim them for themselves, literally.
Yeah. So then Heather is mine. It's like finding Nemo. Mine.
It's mine. I don't know why I derailed us with Angola. I apologize to everyone. I don't know what. I just wanted to have some sort of value of the fact that I spent like 45 minutes reading a
it's
Wikipedia
very
page.
cute of you. It's very cute of you to pretend that this show is on any kind of a rail. Okay, there's no rail. So Heather's like, I don't know about this guy. I don't think he knows what he's doing. I mean, this is not just some simple fix with this group. We've destroyed marriages. Okay, we've destroyed careers. We've sent one of our friends off to prison. Okay, we're going to have to overcome quite a lot to have trust be the ultimate reward in this activity. I'm loving this overly positive, comedic Heather that's in the confessionals this year. It's like, hey, guys.
Yeah, she sort of like went back to her season 1, season 2 vibe a little bit. So meanwhile, Angie and Heather are together, and Angie's leading Heather blindfolded. And then we cut to Mary in the van just sitting there ordering a hot oatmeal latte from like the PA. And she's like, and with a double shot, I have to have it. I have to have a double shot. I mean, she's just sitting there. That's what she does this entire episode. She sits in vans and orders food.
I think at her house, she doesn't really have anybody who gets her things. And so she just came back to this show to boss producers around because she really is taking such pleasure in just getting simple things. It's like it's like us, whenever we have a meeting somewhere at an actual office, we're so impressed to be anywhere besides our house. People are like, do you want water? We're like, yes.
They have raisins here.
What else do you have? Would you like coffee? Yes. Cream or sugar? Yes.
Yeah.
Any snacks? Yes. Literally everything.
Take all the free stuff, like all the like a bag of creamers. I don't know.
We're so impressed. They could say anything. We could walk into a meeting and they could be like, you're both pieces of shit with no talent. And we're like, yes, we have coffee. We got free coffee. Do whatever you want to us.
Give me a power bar, so I'm pretty good.
Yes.
Yes. So, and then Mary, by the way, Mary is saying something that I have thought many times. This is the first time I've actually felt connected to Mary, because she's sitting and looking at various signs around the park from the open van door. And she goes, that is strange that sign says humps, because usually it says bumps. Why would they say humps? Because that is in my neighborhood too. All the speed bumps are called humps. And I feel like they're bumps, not humps. My lovely lady humps. Okay.
I don't know. Are humps bigger than bumps?
Maybe,
smaller?
I guess.
Or is it because it's Palm Springs and it's like a gay city, so it's like hornier?
Fergie actually has an administrative office there. She's in charge of like the roads.
Yeah, they're like, let's not talk about bumps because bumps are like STDs. Let's talk about humps because people like to hump, and who doesn't like boobies?
I love the idea that if you're building new construction, you have to get a permit from Fergie in Palm Springs, because that would actually make sense. Like, I literally believe like all of the government offices are filled with just like gay icons. Although I don't know if Fergie's a gay icon, but like a gay fascination.
She was for a minute.
Yeah,
She was
I think
like
she
a
still
temp.
is. It's like Diane Wiest is in charge of zoning. It's like I want to add like a garage to my property. Oh, you'll have to see Diane Wiest about that. She has to prove that
What does Diane Wiest have to do with Fergie?
because she's a gay icon. She's in a
Diane
different
Wiest
office.
would be pissed that you're putting her in the same wagon as Fergie. Fergie didn't stay around enough. I feel like Fergie did her Black Eyed Peas thing, then she had her solo thing, and then she was like, I'm tired now.
Well,
And then
Fergie
she
has-
just stopped.
Fergie may just be an intern at the office. Maybe she just has I think she has a lower position. I think Diane Wiest is higher, and I think she's more respected in the Palm Springs government.
She would be, yeah, Diane Wiest. Diane Wiest would be like president of Palm Springs if there was such a thing. So we cut again to Mary, and she's like, yeah, why would Heather take us to a park? Why wouldn't she take us like more luxurious than a park? Just watching Mary order coffees and bitch to herself. Colleen's like, oh, I don't know, ma'am. I am in my character shoes. Would you like me to talk to you in a ball, or would you like me to talk to you downtown?
I love Mary complaining that this group building exercise is not in a more luxurious location, when later on she's just ordering like fish fillet. So then Whitney is guiding Meredith, and she's like, "Okay, Meredith, we're going through the minefield. Okay, lift your foot like a horse. Now match the other one. You did it."
I did it. Is that true? Okay, well, this exercise is finished, so everyone, you can leave.
So Angie and Heather are getting along now because they've done this. This actually worked
Team
for
building.
Heather and Angie. And Angie's like, I thought I will never be able to have fun with Heather again because we have had some negative exchanges. But I have had fun with you today, Heather. And Meredith's like,
Oh, well, of course, the Tramp Crasher gets the most out of it. I'm glad she got her money's worth.
On her free trip.
So then Heather's basically like, well, I hope there's hope for us as friends. And Cliff was like, there's always hope. Although I've realized that I've reached the limitations of what I can do, and I think I'm going to retire now. Thanks, ladies. So they get in the van with Mary, and Mary's happy. Mary had a great time in the van. She was just looking at signs, observing things, having oatmeal lattes.
free coffee.
Yeah, she had a great. That was her. She team built with herself. So Angie is like, she's like, well, so I'm glad you had fun, Mary. She said she likes her alone time. So all these breaks are probably good, right? And Mary's like, yeah. And
Yeah.
they show like Mary having alone time montage, which is basically
Just
her
refusing to hang out with anybody or talk to anybody. So Meredith's like,
Well, Mary, I wish you would participate in because today was about building trust with each other.
and Mary's like, but did I not explain it to you before? Why I'm not going? Did I not explain that? Just
Well, I mean, yeah, but that was one.
do not interrupt. Lisa's
That
like,
was,
yeah,
but that
yeah,
was
you
one
know
thing,
what?
though. That was one thing. That was one thing, Mary. That was one thing, Mary. Mary.
Don't
that was-
interrupt. Do not interrupt. Do not interrupt. This is not between you and me. This is between me and Meredith. So did I hurt you? Did I hurt you, Meredith?
No.
I'm not talking to you. Like, I'm not talking to you. Do you have a mute button, Lisa?
No.
You need to get a mute button.
I'm on play all the time. I'm like Tamara. I'm on play all the time. My ring. Ah.
So Mary's like, I'd like to choose activities. I'm ready to go on with that group. So that was it's just too soon for me. What are you waiting for? You're not dating, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, she's like, she just hates everyone. So Whitney's like, why even get on the van, Sprinter? Huh? I mean, Sprinter van, if you don't want to participate, you don't like us, you don't want anything to do with us, I feel like you are not real, okay? Why get on? And so then Lisa's
I
like,
wish you could be real. Yeah, Lisa's like, so this group, you don't want to participate with the group is what you're saying? And she goes, no, not everyone. Okay, well, who are we excluding then, Mary? Who are we excluding, Mary?
She's like, it's not about that. I still have no remorse that I did miss this. And when he goes, but the point is we wanted you as our team. Which is, by the way, no, you did not want her on the team. You just were mad that she got to sit out.
Yeah. And Mary's like, oh, we get the point, Missy. Okay. But I wasn't there. So let's, you know what? Just let it go. She goes,
But I got told that she told Meredith that she didn't want to do it because of her hip. But then she told me that something else happened. But then she told somebody else about something else that happened.
and Mary's like,
I don't know why you can't comprehend that. I love Missy. God, I love Mary's basically a scold, and I love it. I just love the way she's scolding. Little girl, Missy.
But then why? Oh, sorry, Ben. I did not mean. I thought the period would be after Missy.
No, the period was just after little girl, so it was fine.
Why would you come on a girls' trip with people you don't want to be with?
and Meredith is like,
Guys, we can continue this discussion about how Mary doesn't like anybody later. Let's go have a very special lunch at the Trixie Motel.
We have a very special lunch set up wherein we'll sit in a lobby and eat food off of our laps. So come on in.
So they go in, and there's a charcuterie spread. And Lisa's like, Heather, are there dates on the charcuterie plate? And Heather's like, yeah, it's so interesting that you like dates. I love dates. I love dates. I love that they're surprised that like Lisa enjoys something that's not synthetic. They're like, really? It's like not a French fry, nor is it
a Kit Kat.
a chalupa,
yeah,
or a Kit Kat.
exactly. And then they have this date conversation where Heather's like, I'm
Yeah.
not really a date person. And I love the music people were like, you know what? We need some date music. And they're like, no, not romantic date. The fruit, the dried out fruit. Can we just get that? And they're like, oh, all right. Perfect. A date oboe. Thank you.
I know. Paul's like, finally, my date composition is finally getting some love. I knew when I wrote it 7 years ago that someone would find a use for it, and here it is. Just wait long enough, things become hits.
Okay, I'm going to take over. We're going to have fun tonight. Trixie is going... Ladies, I have an announcement. Trixie is going to come back and hang out with all of us.
And then, by the way, when Whitney said, we're going to have some fun tonight, it then cut to Meredith and was like, because the implication was that we haven't had fun yet.
Wow. I thought we had a lot of fun picking up binkies on the side of the road so we could clean them and give them to toddlers we find, but apparently not.
I thought we just did a trust exercise that was all about communication, Whitney, but apparently somebody didn't listen to that, so red light on Whitney.
Okay, everyone, take off your hats and take off your makeup and like get into white robes because we're gonna drag our makeup. I mean, we're doing makeup of we're dragging. So basically, it's gonna be a drag makeup competition where Trixie will be the judge. And but at first you're thinking, okay, it'll be like a silly like activity that we watch, but it really becomes the cornerstone of major drama for the rest of the episode.
Because that's this show, And also, I don't think Whitney did it right. Listen, Whitney sucks at her lines, and I think that she missed her line. I think she was supposed to say, guys, we're going to do a Trixie, like whoever's the best Trixie competition, right?
Yeah.
Because they all come out dressed like Trixie. So I think the whole point is they're supposed to be like the best version of Trixie.
Yes.
And that might have helped because some of the people are like,
Drag? Okay, here's my drag. Nothing.
This is what I look like when I take a drag off a cigarette. So
This is what I would look like if I were a beautiful woman dressed like a beautiful woman.
I'm a woman dressed like a man dressed like a woman right now, and it turns out that that's just me.
So Whitney says, I'm taking over because I'm bored. And honestly, I don't know if Meredith even realizes what we have at our fingertips right now. Dates! Yeah, no, metaphorical fingertips. We have the opportunity to get in drag with Trixie,
Are you kidding me? This is a once in a lifetime line opportunity.
Wait a minute. So what you're saying is we have to take off our makeup?
Yes. Get rid of glam.
So what you're saying is we have to get rid of glam.
Yeah. And also take off your makeup.
So what you're saying is we have to take off our makeup. Oh my God, could you please send these two back? Just send them back.
This is hilarious because to say, because Heather goes, cancel the glam squads. I'm like, oh, wow. Like, this would not fly on certain casts. Like, Lisa definitely makes a scene. But the truth was, if this was on Beverly Hills, oh, there would literally be, like mass exodus. Like, the season would be over.
Well, thankfully we have mass Barlow exodus because that's all we need. Lisa's like, wait a minute, I have to glam now. And like, nope, no glam squads. Yeah, but you know what? The one thing I like control over, well, besides John, is how I look. Okay, you know what? That's just I have no control over anything. Okay, bye, everybody. I'm gonna go call John. John, answer the phone. Oh my God, thank you for answering. It made me feel back in control at least for a second, John.
And she's like, I'm a little annoyed because, like, just when I was, like, eating a date, like, my favorite food ever, Whitney just, like, made an announcement. And she's like, in the next 30 minutes, like, come with a clean face and, like, cancel your glam. And I'm like, what? I flew Morgan here. Morgan! Yeah. And, like, you know how I hate the, like, theme stuff. I hate themes. Oh, my God. I have Morgan here. How can I pay for Morgan and not use her?
And John's like,
It's only for one more night, so don't worry about it. Unfortunately, you're going to be back tomorrow.
hey, wait a minute. Did Whitney not get the memo? I'm never dressing up again. I spend on average $60,000 a year on glam. I get my makeup done daily. Okay, look at this face. I have a makeup artist on retainer and in a retainer, by the way, because she had an underbite. And I was like, you know what? You need a retainer. And so it's not just when I'm going on girls trips. It's when I'm going to the grocery store. Okay?
I need to have Morgan. You don't touch the Morgan glam squads. So then the women, so now everyone's like taking their makeup off, but now Lisa is having a meltdown. And so she's telling the producer.
She just slowly starts going crazier and crazier. And then it's not slowly anymore. It's just a rush of crazy.
Yeah. Well, because once the producers check in on her, now she's like, okay, I've got to up this to get what I want with the producers. So producer Will comes in and she's like,
also, I love his name, Producer Will, because he totally won't. And that's such a perfect name for a producer, Will. Because he's like, no, I won't. The whole time. But says it in a nice way.
I am so over this. Like, I'm a good sport for the most part, but I'm like over this. Like, I just like that. And Will's like, okay, I'm not going to deal with this. Hey, Lori, can we have you in Lisa's room, Lori? Yeah, come on in. Because I'm producer won't, so I won't deal with this right now. Thanks, Lori.
Meanwhile, Lisa is texting Meredith. Meredith, come to my room, Meredith. So now Lori and Meredith both come to the room. Meanwhile, Trixie is like telling David, get drinks. You know, he's like, get these ladies drinks because they're going to be nervous. They're not used to doing glam, and they need some liquid courage. So then we go back to Lisa, and Lisa's like, look, I think Trixie's amazing. This has nothing to do with Trixie. I literally went out with a bathing suit and it's around last night. I was like, chinga, chinga, chinga. You know, and listen, I'm not going to spend the night with the shit-eating glam when I paid Morgan $2,500 to be here, plus her glam, plus her retainer. I mean, the girl can't even eat jelly beans. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not. Wait, hold on. Can we open the window?
It's not about looking ugly. It's just about looking ugly. And I don't give a shit about that. Okay, this is like my face. It's my face. And I don't want to do anything about it. Okay, I don't know.
This is my face.
Meredith goes, well, you do care, Lisa. I mean, you don't want to look ugly.
Listen, I like to look a certain way when I'm out in public. It's my face. It's my face.
This is amazing. And so, by the way, I think that like one of the things fueling this is the fact that like I think famously a lot of the Real Housewives are not as wealthy as they seem, and they plunge themselves into debt for the show to have like to appear very glamorous. So if you're spending $2,500 and buying a ticket for someone, I mean, in general, you don't want to waste that money, but especially if you're a Real Housewife, you're like, I just put this on my credit card that I'm already massively in debt for. If I bought this, I'm using it. I don't care. But I'm like, why not just have Morgan do your drag makeup for you?
Yeah, exactly. You do it like on Beverly Hills that you mentioned when they had that party. It was like 70s disco or whatever. They probably all didn't want to dress that way, but they all used their glam squad to just create that look, you know?
Yeah,
Of
Lisa would have
course,
made an
she did
amazing
end
drag
up
queen.
using. She
Yeah.
did end up using that person, and they did a terrible job anyway. So, I mean,
So Monica is in the next room over, and she's getting so mad at Lisa on this trip, and she's like,
Girl, I can like literally hear Lisa and like they're losing her shit in the next room over, and there's like a big part of me that's like, girl, that like Lisa is like Veruca from like Charlie and Chocolate Factory. Like I didn't want to go, I don't want to participate. You know what I'm saying?
so the producer, Lori, I love Lori, the producer, okay? Lori is talking to Lisa like she's just a gigantic 5-year-old, and you
Yep.
can tell that Lori's had to see this a lot. It's like, guys, bring in the big guns. Lori, put on your character shoes. And Lori's like, all right.
Lori
So-
is actually the van driver in disguise.
Yeah, Lori is Colleen. She just like plays all the roles that she needs to play to keep the show moving along.
The mask comes off.
Yeah.
So Lori,
Lori's got character shoes and like a roll of blue tape in her pocket just in case she needs it.
but you're right, Lori. I was impressed with Lori because I think that the real skill set you need to have when you're an executive producer of one of these shows is you have to be able to manage egos and then also get them to do what you want. And like watching her in action was, I thought, like pretty excellent.
Yeah, so Lori's like, Lisa, okay, it's okay, Lisa, everything's okay. And Lisa's like, no, I need glam. It's my fucking face. She's like, we're gonna figure this out, okay? Don't worry about it. No, it's bothering me. You know, I don't like this shit, Meredith. I don't like it.
Lisa, stop. Here's a binky I found on the sidewalk. Put it in your mouth.
So now Whitney goes to tattletale to Trixie. And Trixie's like, oh my God, look at us. We both have no makeup on. Which is funny. And Whitney's like,
Yeah, well, Lisa threw a conniption fit because she had to cancel her glam. Like, she started crying. She's upset.
Trixie goes, has she seen me without makeup? Trixie is so funny. I feel like everyone who watches Drag Race is like, yeah, Ben, hello. So Lisa's like, she's like, I have glam in Monaco. I have glam in Saint-Tropez. I have glam everywhere I go. And I like to look a certain way when I'm out in public. It's my fucking How many times can she say it's my face? Oh, but I have glam in Monaco and I have glam in Saint-Tropez.
and in the same sentence, she goes, I'm asking you to relate to me for a minute, Lori. Oh, okay.
I didn't even think of it.
You're asking the lady with blue tape in her pocket and character shoes, dressed all in black, to relate to having glam in Monaco and glam in Saint-Tropez. So Lori's like,
But I do relate to you, Lisa. I relate to you guys all the time. I'm just asking that you put this in perspective. Whitney thinks it's going to be fun. So, what would make you feel good about tonight, Lisa? What do you need? What do you need tonight, Lisa?
Lori. First of all, I want some dates because I love dates. Those are really good. Also, I want Morgan. Okay, I just want my glam. I need Morgan. I need my glam.
so she's like, you know what? I'm a team player, so I'm going to participate in the script activity, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to have my glam on standby. So, I need Morgan.
And I love with this cast that Bravo doesn't care about just like exposing their tantrums because all of these casts have these tantrums all the time, and Lisa's the only one that they just decided to like hang out to dry because they know in Salt Lake City they're like, we can do this. Like Beverly Hills, if we do this to Kyle Richards, it's not going to go well.
They
But we
have
could
no
do this.
power on this show. I mean, they've just shown they've had cameras in front of Heather's face while she's barfing and peeing all over the floor, and will not stop making it a running thing. Like this cast has zero power.
I feel like maybe one of the reasons why this show is so good is the producers are witnessing all this ridiculous stuff, and they just want to put on a show that makes them laugh, and then they want to tell us, hey guys, look at this stuff, look at the shit we just shot, And I think that that's why it just works so well because the producers are entertaining themselves first, okay?
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So
Save
Trixie's-
yourself before you save the toddler next to you. It's like an airplane.
Yeah, seriously, humiliate your cast before you humiliate the cast next to you. So Trixie is like, so she's like crying, like makeup's supposed to be fun. There's no crying in makeup. So then Trixie goes around and starts handing out wigs to people, or giving wig options, I should say. And she's basically, she like checks in on various people, and Angie's like, "Hey, Trixie, how do we look in these looks? How does it look?" And it's like, "Are you using the same magic marker you used on your T-shirt for your eyes, Angie?" "No, not at all. Not at all."
And Heather's like, "Should I do a diagonal line on my eye? What do you think, Trex?" And Trixie's like, "You know what? You're not going to be on your deathbed thinking, 'I'm glad I didn't do more.'" I have to say, I think that's a beautiful saying, but I disagree. I literally think I'm going to be on my deathbed thinking, "I'm so glad I didn't do more." I mean, I've really used this life to enjoy so much time in bed. And I just want to thank you, bed. Before I leave this earthly plane, I just want to say thank you, bed. Love you.
I'll be like, you know what? I wish I did less. Like that one time I was podcasting with Ronnie, and we were doing an episode where we were trying to be funny, and then I stopped everything to talk about mines in Angola.
Wow, you're really beating yourself up
No,
over
I'm
the
not.
mines in Angola.
I'm just making a callback. I'm not beating myself up. I kind of feel like Angola sort of
You're
sounds like a
stepping
drag
on your
queen
own
name.
mines. It's like
I
you
am.
set mines and then you're just stepping all over them.
I'm just like in an Angola sort of place. But you know what though? Angola does sort of sound like a drag queen name, doesn't it? Is that disrespectful? It probably is. I apologize. So, and you know, I think
Anguonta does.
What'd you say?
Anguonta. You know, like Will the producer is won't the producer. That's a drag queen. You have to like change it up a little bit. It won't be Anguilla. It would be like Anguonta.
Bitch. Either way, I'm just not going to talk about Angola ever again. So Trixie, did you know?
I support you either way, babe. You're doing,
You know that
you're doing
Angola is
great.
the largest Portuguese capital? So I really took on a lot of information about that country. So Trixie is, she's like, girls, she's like, well, right now you look like you're going to breakfast. I need you to go to brunch. Pull it together, whores. And when he goes, "We got this, ho." It's like, just leave it. Just let Trixie.
Please
let
stop
Trixie
it,
talk
dude.
like that.
Please stop. So Trixie goes to Mary and Meredith, and Meredith is like,
Oh, how heavy are those wings?
and they're 45 pounds. And Mary's like, "What?" And she flares her eyes.
But that was a joke, right? Those were not 45 pounds.
Girl,
had-
I don't know. I mean, literally, do you know what feels 45 pounds to me? Everything. Okay, I pick up my phone. I'm like, oh, like, that is incredibly heavy. Who designed phones to be this heavy? I'm dying over here. I have
Well, actually,
zero
my
body
steering wheel,
strength.
my steering wheel is about 45 pounds, which is why I had such a difficult time turning it, which has nothing to do with what I drank or didn't drink beforehand. And so if I clip into a house, it's purely because I have a very heavy steering wheel.
So, Meredith's like,
Well, we might pass on
so Trixie brings a crown out, her drag race crown trophy thing, and she's got Brandon, her assistant, with an umbrella held over her. This is why you buy your own motel in Palm Springs. This right here. This is why I'm gonna do a GoFundMe to get that Plaza Theater. I want a
should.
Brandon following me with an umbrella while I walk downtown Palm Springs.
I like legitimately think you should somehow find a way to buy that
I'm
theater.
going to.
Like for real, you know?
I'm waiting for someone rich to be listening to this and be like, "You know what, Ronnie? Your dream is my dream. Let's make it happen."
And then there's like a reality show about like making you get Luann and Sonia. This is season 2. Welcome to Crappy Lake. Welcome to Plaza Theater.
I do have a feeling that's what vocal auditions in Palm Springs would sound like. Just the Countess. It would just sound like somebody sanding a Diet Coke can. You know? It's like, perfect. You're great for Into the Woods. Let's make this happen.
So so Trixie sits down and she's like, "I feel like a cake left out in the rain," because it's like drizzling or something. So Whitney comes out first, and
Cake out in the rain.
and
that
I
song.
think that I made it. So Whitney, it's a great song, beautiful song. So,
Anguilla.
what'd you say? Anguilla.
Angola.
It's a huge song in Angola.
Is it Angola?
Well, I was talking about Angola. You're talking about Anguilla. Those are two different. Which are both countries. They're both.
But I
Angola
thought
is-
you were saying Anguilla because that was on Real Housewives of New York. And I was
no.
like, did he learn to pronounce it Angola? So, okay. I just stepped on that mine. All right, so you've been leaving out mines for me to step on, and you keep bringing it up because I keep stepping over the mine, and now I just stepped into it. Well, thanks a lot.
They are yes and countries, Anguilla and Angola. It's like Anguilla, yes, and Angola.
I'm sorry, Angola. I'm sorry, Anguilla. Okay. So, the crown. Okay, so Lisa's like, I'm not ready. So Trixie's like, okay, ladies, let's see the glamour and go. And nobody comes out of a door. And you just hear Lisa go, I'm not ready. Lori, I'm not ready. What do you need right now, Lisa? What can I do for you?
Diet Coke. So, which, by the way, implies that Lisa is putting on such an extravagant look that I'm expecting Lisa to be a drag queen. So then Whitney comes out, and her drag name is Little Girl, which is hilarious. And Trixie's like, wow, she's beautiful yet familiar, all the way from the Oh Honeymoon Suite. It's Whitney. I love the idea of beautiful yet familiar. That is Whitney.
Yeah.
Whitney.
So then Monica is Jersey Mariah. And Trixie's like, go big or go home. And she went home, honey. Anyone else getting wet?
Yeah, I'm wet in Anguilla.
I was like, quiet, Bryn. I know we mentioned Anguilla, but this is not your moment. So Angie comes out. Her name is Anita Invite, which is funny. And Trixie goes, oh, it's music video time, because Angie has like a bright, like fluorescent green wig on and stuff. And Angie's like, well, look at the competition. I want to applaud Angie for dressing up for the first time and not turning it into an ode to Greece. Like not putting on like a Grecian dress and like paying tribute to the goddess Athena. So congratulations.
So then Dolly's pride is Heather. She comes out with a big giant wig. And Meredith comes out just wearing black and no wig and no drag makeup, just regular,
like a hint
Meredith
of pink, like a little bit more pink than usual. Meredith's like, wow, I feel a little underdone right now. Well, sorry, I tried. It's like you literally did not. Nothing about this
did
says
not
you tried.
And I love it because this is, I feel like, drag queen behavior, because she didn't try specifically because it's Whitney's event. So yeah. I supported this version of not trying. Okay. So then Whitney's like,
WTF, Meredith. As the host of this trip, I expected you at least to try. This is not giving me drag. She's being a drag.
Ho. So then Lisa comes out, and she's also not in drag. She's even less drag than Meredith, if that's even possible. And Lisa's like, Morgan did my makeup. And then we see 30 minutes earlier, where's Morgan? Morgan, I can't do my makeup. Morgan.
God, it's going to be 2 Housewives shows this year that someone is depending on a Morgan. So then Lisa's like, oh my God, you know what? It's the best. Color pepper.
Wait, I get your joke. I got it.
You will soon when Beverly Hills comes back. So
wrong.
Lisa's like, you know what? I'm winning this because I get to be me. And guess who I am? I'm a person with this face. Look, I won my face.
This is my face.
This
I
is my
get to be
face.
me. And by me, I mean I obscure who I am with lots of makeup. So then Mary comes out, like, actually as drag queeny as Mary could probably be. Because I was like, there's no way Mary is participating in that. But she also had a little bit of pizzazz going on. But she clearly was unhappy.
She was just plain Mary. So Trixie's like, okay, well, some of you pulled ahead, and there can only be one winner. I can't even believe I've sat here this long because I'm busy and don't really care about this stupid show. You have less ratings than my show does. So I'm doing you the favor. This is my crown. You get to wear it forever. You until you leave tomorrow. So, okay, this is for commitment to drag, commitment to wearing one of my wigs. Monica's gonna win, okay? And
Monica's doing the whole Jersey bit, and she's got hairspray, and she's like really she's really campaigning for her win. She's doing a whole accent thing and a whole shtick. So basically Trixie gives it to her.
Yeah. And
Lisa actually looks upset.
Wins.
They actually cut to Lisa with her face being like, like she actually expected to somehow win this thing, right?
How could they not win when I have my face?
It's my face. The
It's
Morgan
my
day.
face.
It's like literally all Morgan. How do you like ignore the Morgan of it all? So Monica's like,
Just being in the presence of someone that like exudes this confidence when I am like going through a time in my life that I'm like losing my confidence. It's like exactly what I needed.
I'm like, it's a fake competition, Monica. Let's not get too excited. Okay.
So now we see Mary sitting alone by a fireplace as everyone's kind of getting food. And Monica is, she's like, so then eventually Lisa, Meredith, and Mary are all sitting together. Like all the ones who didn't participate. So Monica's like,
You guys don't want to come sit over here with us? Like the poodle, like the French poodles? You don't want to be a bunch of wet noodles? French poodle. That's my accent, because I'm doing accent.
She's
and
still in her character.
Lisa's still really pissed off. And so she like gets up and goes to the bar with Meredith, and they both like eat quietly and roll their eyes. This is the most awkward meal, by the way. It is.
Yeah.
It's like after soccer, you know? Your mom's just like, here's a wet tuna sandwich.
This was definitely giving like sitting Shiva meal. Like this was people sitting on sofas, like speaking in hushed tones, eating stuff off of plates, and like weird energy. And so Lisa's like, everyone's all quiet all of a sudden. And Mary's like, well, everyone's been quiet to me all night. And so then Lisa's like, come hang out, Mary. Come hang out. She's like, no, good. Like, she's like, no, I'm good. Like, yeah, I don't like change. Like, make it like, I'm not going to make it fake. Like, no, I'm not going to hang out.
So Lisa's like, you know what, Mary has an issue with everything from the food to the way we talk to the things we do. Like, she's never going to get a participation. Who are you talking about participation trophies? You literally just dragged Lori by her natural hair face down through Palm Springs over not wanting to do drag. How dare you?
Yeah. So then like the non-drag ladies go to freshen up because they're gonna change out of their quote unquote drag outfits for their going out outfits. And which, by the way, their drag outfits are their going out outfits. So Whitney is like,
Why is everyone all grumpy? I feel like it was all fun when we were out there, and then we got in here, and it was like so weird. Hose.
What are you talking about? It was weird when they came out in their normal clothes, Whitney. And she's like, yeah, but like I thought at least Meredith would participate. She's like, well, I think that Lisa looks really insecure because she's like, I'm only comfortable like looking like herself. Oh, hell no. Just call John about it.
Which she did. And Lisa can hear this. And so she kind of walks in expecting them to maybe stop talking, but they don't. Just talk about her right in front of her face.
I love that they're angry at Lisa for having an insecurity. Like, actually, that should have made you have empathy for her. Like, I think she's just like she's so insecure that she can't even like bear to like not have her glam squad. And instead, they're like, ew, gross. She's insecure.
I think Lisa's just a diva. I think she's just being a huge diva. I think it's hilarious. And I love that Monica's not going to just sit there and take it because you can tell that everybody else does. And Monica's like,
Nope. You're
Monica's
stupid.
great. Yeah.
So Lisa comes in and sits, and Whitney's like,
Well, I mean, this one, she was, you know,
I forget what they said,
doesn't
but
like
Lisa's like,
themes.
what are you talking about, basically? And so Monica's like,
well, I was talking about the sourpusses, the wet noodles at the grill.
Who's a wet noodle? They have wet noodles. Are we eating wet noodles for dinner? And Lisa's like, if wet noodles look like pretty girl, and look if looking like a wet noodle is like looking like a pretty girl in head to toe Isabella Marant, or Isabel Marant in good makeup, then I'm a wet noodle. Ah.
so then Whitney's like,
Let's get on the bus. We have a fun night ahead of us.
so they go, and Lisa's like, no, you know what? I will just. And she walks away like she's going to storm off, but she just walks to the bus.
Yeah.
So then they get on the bus, and Whitney is like,
Oh my God. Can I stop sitting by Mary, please? Please don't make me sit by Mary again.
I think everyone's sitting by Mary. It's a small bus. So they're in the van, and Heather is like, well, you two look like you're not in the same group so much, because she's pointing at Monica and Meredith, given that Monica is in full drag and a giant wig, and Meredith is just in her standard, like, I'm going out to have a martini look.
Hey, what are you guys talking about? You wet noodles? Hey, what was the wet noodle conversation I walked into? What was that? Wet noodles?
This is Lisa's way of saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna put you on blast with everyone here." So
I
Monica's
know, no, everyone's like, oh, shock. The lady who is just screaming through the motel, like nobody's gonna come jump to your defense, right? So Monica's like, well,
Well, I was just shocked that you didn't dress up. That's all.
a boom.
I am dressed up. I'm in head to toe couture. I got Valentino shoes on, a Fendi bag, and a beautiful eyeshadow on.
A boom. The sound effects are going really crazy for this. So Monica's like,
Yeah, but like, we're supposed to dress up in drag.
this is drag for me. Hats.
But everyone is entitled to their interpretation of what drag is. You know, I took Brooksy to a drag brunch, and it was just a lovely affair at the Four Seasons where they dragged us breakfast in their normal uniforms.
Eggs Benedict. So Lisa's like, I've dressed up on every girls trip we ever go on. I literally wore a sarong with a bikini to a 5-star restaurant. I am a team player, okay? And Monica's like,
Lisa, I'm gonna be honest with you right now.
A boom. A boom. A boom.
and so she starts choking up. She's like, and Angie goes, do you want to hold my flamingo?
In all honesty, the ring thing is really hard for me, only because, like, I'm going through my own shit, and I kept trying to tell you, like, your boys are healthy, your husband is there, so you're, like, lucky, but still, like, you're still just going on about a $60,000 ring. Like, it's so tone deaf to hear you talk about your sex successes and the things you have, and the G-Wagon and the Porsche, and, like, maybe since you've had all this stuff for so long, you don't realize you're out of touch with most of America? Like, 1% of the people in the world live like you.
Shut up. Okay, listen.
Girl.
I've been Team Monica this whole time. I'm not watching this to watch Gina on my screen. Okay, now
Yeah.
you're an okay poor. You're an acceptable poor because you're coming for people. You're very funny. I think you're a great addition to this cast. But don't you start rich shaming on this show? Are you fucking
Yeah,
kidding
this
me?
is not the
Go
place.
complain about the 98% somewhere else.
And we saw the
Please.
Land Rover you drove to the whatever strange thrift shop that was that you went shopping with Heather. Okay, like so please don't do this. So
Yeah.
Lisa's like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm perfect. Like my life isn't perfect. I work my ass off. Okay, I'm not gonna apologize for one bit of me. I'm done doing that. Okay, I like myself. And then Monica's like, but that's what's rude. She's like, I'm a good person though. I'm kind. I'm considerate. I think of others nonstop. I won't get a glam. Give me Monica. I won't get a glam.
You know what? This is my face. A boom. And I'm not taking it. So I'm sorry for what you're going through.
Monica's like, you don't give a fuck. Your attitude is so rude. You are shallow.
This is extraneous. It's extraneous. So Monica's like,
Your attitude is, you're so shallow.
you're so theatrical. Okay, bring it down a little bit. Take the wig off and be Monica. You're so theatrical. I need my glam. I need my glam. Give me more glam.
And Monica's like,
Oh my God, you're saying I'm fake because I'm in a wig?
no, she's saying
Be a
you're.
literalist.
She's
Girl.
so Lisa's like, who are you even right now? So Monica tells her in Portuguese, you are shit, a rich ass piece of shit. And then she says that, but then she goes,
And that means you're a piece of shit, by the way.
And then Angie's trying to give her the flamingo again. Angie's like trying to give it like, here, hold this. It will make you feel better. Electra uses this when she gets upset. And so then Monica keeps like pushing away the flamingo during this scene. And so Angie's like, well, last night you got upset when I was, well, quiet, Angie. And Lisa's like, she's like, isn't this like such hypocritical behavior? And Angie's like, yeah, you weren't okay with me last night, Monica.
and Monica goes,
You know what? You just live up her ass, so why don't you just stay there, Angie?
just, you know what? You are in everybody's ass, Monica. Angie, the biggest you are person. The you are argument. Every single line is just her going, you are. What do you want me to write you a check for? Stupid jewelry that is ugly?
So Lisa's like, who are you going to flip on to next? Okay, Monica. And Monica's like,
No one can hear you because, like, she's barking for you.
and Angie's like, oh, so I was a bitch last night and now I'm a
Chihuahua.
Oh, so I'm a Chihuahua now and I'm a bitch last night and now I'm a
Doberman Pinscher.
Oh, so now I'm a Doberman Pinscher and I was a Chihuahua 5 seconds ago and I was a bitch last night. Thanks.
You're the biggest bitch in this van, Monica.
Monica goes, oh, thank you. And when he's like, you know what? I am just getting to know Monica, so I haven't seen this side of her, and I think it's nasty. I'm stunned. Is this how you treat all of your friends?
Monica's like, you're defensive. I'm not defensive. I'm bored. So they get to this bar. So it's just gonna get worse. They're going to a gay bar, so it's just gonna get real messy.
They're going to that strip of bars. I was dying when they went into this bar. It's so funny. And also, it's so funny this show doesn't even bother to get shooting rights anywhere. I mean, they just walk into a full bar and stand at the bar like a bunch of peons, They don't even get their own separate little, I mean, there isn't. It's a hallway of a bar, right? But
yeah,
I still thought it was really funny.
I love that they were just standing at the bar. Also, I was so happy for all the gays because I feel like if I were there and a cast of Real Housewives came out, half of them in drag, half just dressed normally, I would be like, this is the best night of my life.
Yeah. So they arrive and Mary's like, okay, well, Meredith, signal back to me if you think I should come because if not, I'm good. Meredith's like,
well, if you don't like it, we can leave. Come on, Mary, you're coming in.
She goes, no, I'm not going to go in there.
No. Can I go to McDonald's? So yeah, Mary literally goes off to McDonald's. And then all the girls are sidling up to the bar, which it's great because we actually don't see that. They normally have their own table, which they don't have here. So Lisa turns to Monica and she goes, so instead of addressing hey, my feelings are hurt, ... And Monica goes, yeah, but I'm I'm scared to express my feelings to you. She goes, but why? What? But you just did. You just expressed them right now really loudly.
Yeah, and you know what? This is where you're triggering me, Monica. Okay, I'm triggered right now. Okay, because you're conflating me not dressing with how you guys said with being incredibly rich and gorgeous. And Monica's like,
yeah, because the whole materialistic thing, oh my God, I have to look a certain way.
And
that's just how it looked, Lisa.
So everyone else is doing shots, right?
Yeah.
And Heather's like, oh my God, Angie, just do your shot. Please just do your fucking shot. I cannot smell your shot right now. Please don't make me smell it.
Yeah. And then Lisa's like, so Monica, you think I can't relate to middle class America? I do 100%. When I'm in Monaco and when I'm in Saint-Tropez and I'm in Glam in both those places, I'm like, wow, I feel caught in the middle of Monaco and Saint-Tropez right now. I'm like middle America. I totally relate.
Listen, you know what? No one loves Taco Bell more than me. Even people with tiny vans.
Minivans?
Whatever.
Whatever they're called. So Monica's like, middle class people don't have $60,000 rings, girl. And Lisa
yeah, but who cares? She's allowed to have an expensive ring. I will say this. Rich people don't start freaking out over $60,000 rings. So that's where I think Monica's wrong. I think Lisa's broke. I think Lisa's either broke or she's burning the oil. Everybody online, well, not everybody, but a lot of people online are speculating that Lisa is faking that $60,000 ring thing for insurance. Which, I mean, I don't know. It seems like small potatoes in the world of insurance and the way she's spending money. But, I mean, I don't know. I do know truly rich people do not care that much about $60,000 where they're freaking out.
I also think it's pretty ballsy to try to do a scam on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which is still the only show that has had Homeland Security show up in the middle of shooting to arrest someone. So
that's true. But also it's funny because later she's like, you know what? That's $60,000. That's how much I paid for. Earlier, she said, you know what I pay for Glam for the whole year? $60,000. I was like, oh, wait a minute. So maybe she did get rid of this ring to use insurance money to pay for Morgan. I mean, I don't know. That 60,000 number keeps coming up a lot.
It's an interesting number. So Lisa's like, yes, I do. Middle America has $60,000 rings. And you like nice things too, Monica. You have a Louis Vuitton bag. That's $5,000. Which I was like, good on you, Lisa, for calling her out on that thing. Because, Monica's like, I just wanted to fit in. So she's basically like, but if you're like, oh, you're materialistic, it's like, okay. It's okay for you to call me out for being materialistic. And Lisa's like, no, you're twisting it from it's not a big deal to I don't relate to middle America. And it's turned into 8 different things.
And Monica, of course, is doing that, right? She's twisting this around and she's been caught. And so she does kind of a Jen Shaw thing where she goes,
Okay, well, so what then? So you admit to being materialistic and I admit to being materialistic. What's the big deal?
You're the one making the big deal.
Yeah. Basically, Monica thinks Lisa's an asshole. That's what it boils down to. And she's trying to find some sort of like moral attachment to it. So that way she doesn't have to sound petty for calling Lisa an asshole, but she just thinks Lisa's an asshole.
And I think she's absolutely correct. And I think her points are correct. Lisa is obnoxious, and going on about her $60,000 ring is so tone deaf and annoying, and everybody was helping her look for it. And then having a diva meltdown. Like, I get what Monica's doing. I think where she went wrong was the fake tears and like,
I'm a single mother. How could you talk about a $60,000 ring in front of me?
like, nah.
I think that if you lose a $60,000 ring, I think you are extremely entitled to be frustrated by that.
Sure, frustrated, but like
yeah.
literally walking around all day going, oh my God, you guys, it's my ring. You know what? John, I'm calling John. Oh my God, has anybody seen my ring? Press security. Hey, person. Hey, security who's helping people along this crosswalk. What about my ring? It was $60K. Hi, Trixie. $60K, Trix. 60.
So now Whitney's talking to Meredith elsewhere in the bar, and Whitney's like,
when we were talking in the hotel, we were saying how excited we were to be in drag. And then Monica was saying, it appears that Lisa cares more about image than particles, partitions, participation. Yeah, I think everyone has their own things, and that's okay.
Yeah, but the truth is, we're so excited to be in drag, and we came in a persona, and I was really hoping that you, Meredith, could come in drag tonight.
And Meredith's like,
Well, we're different people, Whitney, and I don't have to mimic you.
But if I planned the trip, we would really lean into the drag of all that. She goes,
Well, you did plan the trip, and the reality of the matter is I did the best I can in the ability of the makeup.
I had a shooting headache for the last 2 days when I believe I caught sick toddleritis, and if I thought like I had to put on a 35-pound wig on my head, it just was not gonna happen for me.
Yeah, but I decided to do it for my friend and for the group. Well, I don't think it's selfish not to put on a wig. I put on makeup and a sparkly dress.
But it wasn't me that asked. It was Trixie. Well, Trixie did not say you have to wear a wig and you have to do this. We were given makeup and told to do the best that we could, and that's what I did. I made myself look like a fabulous drag queen by putting on a little mascara and just a touch of blush that would maybe show up on camera, maybe not.
so what Meredith should have just said here is,
I don't dress like drag queens. Drag queens dress like me.
the
Right.
end. Boom. But instead, Whitney's just going to go ahead and keep trying to get her over and over. And Whitney's such a dummy. And she literally does. I cannot believe her. After knowing, listen, we're making fun of it, but we did not know the story. But Whitney had heard the story, we find out last night. And Whitney still stumbles into this. She goes,
So now let me get it. So hold on a second. Now let me add this all up in my head. So someone's sister-in-law's grandson, 3-year-old, has a headache or something, and that's her excuse.
and Meredith gets her face of fury. And she's like,
No, there. Do not fucking go there.
You are a monster.
Get off of my face.
You are disgusting. You're disgusting. And it's just, Meredith, you can't do that. You're disgusting. You're disgusting. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
She basically turns into British Hulk. Like when she gets really mad, like she doesn't turn green and she doesn't become a big muscular thing. She just she suddenly becomes British. She's like,
You are disgusting. And I am going to get out of your face because I don't want to even see you in front of me right now.
she doesn't grow muscles. She just grows longer sleeves. It's like the Meredith Hulk is coming out for your head just
Bear
shakes
Hulk.
back and forth. So she's yelling, you disgust me, you infinity stones. And Whitney's like,
Meredith,
she's got a shit-eating grin on her face. She's like,
Meredith, you can't do that. You can't take me emotionally hostage.
You take a sick child who will suffer for the rest of his life to weaponize against me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Dong. We get a dong for some reason. And so then after the commercials, we get to hear all that again. And she walks off again. And then we get another dong. So then we cut to Mary, who's still in the Sprinter van in the McDonald's drive-thru, bossing to Colleen what she wants. She's like, fish sandwich, 6-piece nugget, large fries. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, she's like really happy. So then Lisa's now talking to Heather, and she's like, I just don't like when people tell me who I am. It bugs me. I don't do that to others. And Monica walks. She's like,
Okay, let me just like clear this up. Okay, Heather, like you have like started from the group up to, and like so you like you've had this with the group, and like so you know where I am right now, right? Like you started from the bottom.
and then
Yeah,
Whitney
well, you know
sidles
what?
up.
I don't like it because, you know what? I don't do it to others and I don't want it done to me. It's like the Bible says, don't do unto others, so don't do it to me. My back is Fendi. You're stupid. I hate you. I hope you die. This is my face. Genesis 5.7. This is my face.
So then Meredith is now at the bar, angry. She's doing that angry ordering that like Linda Fiorentino does in movies. And then Whitney sidles up to her and goes, "Hi, it's me again. Hi, it's me. I'm the
Not
anti-hero."
really interested, Whitney.
I'm
By the way,
problem,
Meredith
it's
has
me.
done that thing where she is sobbing and having a fit, and then this next second, no tears, nothing. She's just completely fine,
Like
smiling at the
martini,
bar.
please.
So she's not really interested. Well, you should be. And then now Angie's just alone, so she just does a shot. She just does a shot so that way she can like get the power to go through the scene. So Meredith's like,
Listen, we had a really bad day yesterday. And Angie goes, but every time someone tries to work through something with you, you say, I can't deal with this right now because I'm going through something. But like a little awareness, you did it last night. Yeah.
I did not, Whitney, and last night is because I had an animal. I had a little pit bull going after me all day.
And Angie's like, wait a minute, wait a
Out of
minute,
nowhere.
Whitney, scoot back, Whitney. Like she can.
I don't know where Angie's like, scoot back. I would like to be scooted in for this.
And she's like dragging Whitney's chair away, trying to like get in the middle of it. And so Whitney doesn't move. So Angie goes to the other side of Meredith, and Meredith is ignoring her. She's keeping her back to her, but Angie's just talking to her back in her sad green wig. She's like, Meredith, did you call me a pitbull? Meredith, did you call me pitbull, Meredith?
And Meredith's like, I don't know. You know what? These two yammering on with each other over and over.
And Monica's like,
It's been a rough night for Angie. Like a chihuahua and a pit bull and a bitch.
and Angie's like, keep turning, Meredith. Keep turning. I know you can hear me. You're fucking inappropriate. And Meredith's like,
This one is incessant. I can't even deal with it. This one back here is pit bull.
Inappropriate. You are inappropriate.
Yeah,
Whitney's like,
she's
I'm going to take a
disgusting.
shot.
She's disgusting.
inappropriate and disgusting. They're just like all going at it at this bar right now.
But Angie is the saddest because she's literally talking to somebody's back who will not give her the time of day, just like pointing her finger and going,
classless, you are classless. You are classless. You are.
Monica's like, oh my God. And Angie goes, oh, shut up, Monica. You said some fucked up shit. You called Lisa a piece of shit. And Monica goes,
But it was in Portuguese. It's like prettier in Portuguese.
So then we go to the producer talking to Mary, and Mary's like, okay, Mary, got your McDonald's. Please make sure everything's fine in there before we leave, okay?
Mary
And she's like, I'm
smiles.
just looking for the fish sandwich. And it's here. Thank you.
the first time she smiled all season. So Angie's like, why don't you continue to talk to me like that? Why do you do that? Why do you talk shit to me, Meredith? Why do you do that? And Meredith's like,
Oh, I can't deal with this non-toddler trying to come for me right now.
She called me a pitbull. She called me a pitbull.
And Meredith keeps just turning away from her. And Lisa's like,
But why? For why? Why does she call you pitbull? For why? I don't know. You look like, you know what, Meredith? You look like a trampoline with eyes.
that's one of my favorite insults we've heard on this show. A trampoline with eyes. You look like a trampoline with eyes. The kind that
But it
electric
just
jumps
goes
off
to
of.
show you, just keep shooting your shot. Eventually, you'll land a point. You know, 'cause that shit was funny.
And so Monica goes, oh my
God. And Angie goes, oh, yeah, well, she called me the name of a dog. Well, I don't think that face should be talking.
So Lisa's like, what happened? What just happened? What just happened? What's going on here? And Angie's like, I just tried to talk to her, and she keeps turning her back to me. So I pulled out the trampoline card. I think it worked well.
Scoot down, Monica. Scoot down.
They don't have enough room to fight with each other, so they have to keep trying to move each other out of the way. And Meredith is like,
Whitney, stop trying to stir up more trouble. I do not think you should be calling a woman that. I will repeat it. I do not think that you should be calling a... Line. I was a repeat, Whitney. Couldn't even remember you already said the sentence.
I didn't call her a dog. She attacked me like an animal. An animal that specifically resembled a dog, which is most accurate to what she appears like.
So Whitney's like,
But I'm trying to help you all. I didn't use the word chihuahua ever until now when I repeated it from you. I learned the word chihuahua from you. I didn't even know what a chihuahua even was.
Well, if you want to be mean, I'm going to sit with the nice girls because those other girls want to be mean girls.
so she goes to sit with Angie and Lisa. And then we get clown music as Mary eats in the van, which is funny. So we come back and Monica's talking to Meredith and Heather. And she's like,
Can I ask you a question? You remember when I was like, she's a little bitch. She is a little bitch, right? Was I right when I said that?
and they're like, yep, you were right. She's like,
Yeah.
and then once again, Angie just pops up out of nowhere. Angie, the best hearing in a crowded bar, can hear every single thing. She's like, Monica, what are you saying? I can hear you talking about me. And Monica's like,
I asked them if I'm saying like your Lisa little bitch was wrong.
but what do you think you are, Monica? What do you think?
I'm just telling you how I feel.
Oh yeah, you're saying you're my friend, and then like right in front of everyone, you're calling me a lapdog. You're not being my friend. You're like a pogo stick with ears. I don't know if lightning
First
strikes
of all,
twice.
do not put your nasty nails in my face like Jen Shaw, please.
And she goes, do not talk about Jen Shaw, please. Please do not talk about her.
Oh yeah, well then get your claws out of my face.
And Lisa's like, you know what? I thought you don't know her. Remember that? Remember when you said you don't know her?
which I don't think she ever said that, did she?
I don't understand that point either. Yeah.
Yeah. So Monica's like,
You brought her up more than anything.
And Lisa's like, you work for her. You were her assistant. She's
Honey, you can't be someone's assistant when they don't pay you, okay? Let's talk about not paying people now.
And Angie's like, she's like, well, I know that Monica got paid. I think if Monica could erase that she worked for Jen, she would do that. She's trying to pretend that there's no history with Jen, but it feels shady and it feels fake. It feels like Monica is pretending to be someone she's not. I'm like, no, I think that like most people are pretty embarrassed to have ever had any sort of relationship with Jen Shaw. I think that's not fake.
well, I love her whole, I'm not being paid. I never got paid, so I couldn't be her employee. And they're like, yes, you most certainly did fucking get paid. She says something like, she's got all these kids. What does she say?
She says, she's like,
you're going to sit here. Oh, she goes, you're going to sit here and tell me you left all of your kids for free? I mean, oh, God.
I didn't hear her
Awkward.
say that.
What a horrible thing to say. Yeah. She goes, you left all your kids for free. So she goes, yeah, I know she got paid. So I think it's interesting if Monica is pretending she didn't get paid to somehow slide out of getting in trouble or something.
I think she's saying it's like how it's like getting married and then realizing that the marriage license was never filed. Tom Schwartz. I don't know. It's sort of like one of those things like, well, technically we weren't married. So Monica's like, basically Monica's like,
Don't go there with me, Angie, like dead ass.
and then Angie's like, let's talk about our Porsches. It's more interesting. Did you say Porsches? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
because earlier she was like,
I can't believe you guys, all you're talking about is your money and your G-Wagons and your Porsches.
so she's like, yeah, let's talk about our Porsches. It's more interesting.
So then they just all get back on the bus, and Mary's just sitting there, and she's like, "Yeah, I went to McDonald's," and he's like, "I'm so jealous." And basically, they're like, "Okay,
This was really fun. I love you all. but I'm excited to get home.
Because they're going home tomorrow. Which, by the way, this was like 3 episodes and it was two days worth of vacation. But I can't believe how much drama they fit into 2 days in Palm Springs.
Yeah, what a funny episode. My God. Well, this brings us to the end of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, everybody.
Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors.
Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela.
Itchels.
Erin McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg. Ruru LaRue.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly. It's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters. Nancy Cease and Desisto.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain. She's quite the catch. It's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at